In 2024, podcasts are super successful. It's a way to connect better with your audience, a way to be more organic. So without further ado, let's talk about this podcast setup in a much more organic and raw style. Sorry if I mess up. This video is completely unscripted. I'm going every device that I have one by one to give you the best experience that you can achieve and to give you different budget levels. Like I want to have like an intermediate or like an entry, intermediate, then if you really want to invest into this space type of video. Okay, so let's get into it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kip Jackson. I am a filmmaker based out of upstate New York, but I am from the Long Island region area, so I do work a lot in New York City. So DM me if you really want to work. I got a Sony FX6 kit, and that's me. So starting off with your podcast, you really want to focus on lighting, right? So if you look in the background right here, these are called practicals. Back there, the start somewhere sign, the blue sign behind me, that is a practical light. That is from Etsy. Next light right there, that is by this company I found on Amazon. I just scrolled on Amazon for hours one day and found this company called Luxio, and that is a directly controlled by your app tube light. Okay, that is the lighting back there. Now you really want to focus on the lighting in front of you, and this is really not for budget people. These two lighting right here, you can just shoot daylight, you can just shoot, in your house, regular lighting. This is just if you really want to focus on lighting the subjects, make them look really good. Here is a light by Godux, and here is a light by GVM. I'm going to show you some B-roll of those two, and I'm also going to include the prices in my description below. So if you're interested in using any of these lights, let me know. Really, don't let me know, just buy them. But yeah, these lights are pretty awesome, and the reason I have them is not because I bought them for a podcast, right? I bought these lights ideally because I'm a photographer and I'm a filmmaker, so having these lights, and I have them on wheels too, which is pretty cool. Having these lights here with these bigger soft boxes here gives me a soft light on my subject, gives me a soft light on whatever I'm trying to light, including products, etc. That's your lighting. Now if you look up here in this back right corner, you see a little white light coming off of a backdrop that I have there, and that is these lights I got from Lowe's. They are color temperature protected, meaning that I can actually match them up to my camera's color temperature, and I can also match them up to other lights, as well as they don't flicker on camera. So you don't see any flickering no matter how high or how low I turn up or down the shutter speed. That's my lighting. Lighting can get very expensive, so don't get, too out of control with it. You can just shoot during daylight. You can just shoot with your house lighting. That's not really a concern. And this is really only for video podcasts. Next section here, we're going to talk about audio. This thing's going to seem like, wow, he's going super fast, but audio obviously is one of the most important parts of your podcast. Now, this is one of my first microphones that I've ever bought, and this is a Shure SM48. Now, this is one of my favorite because it gives you that, co-host type of feel, but it does get annoying, if you want to hold it like this the whole time. And this is a XLR microphone, meaning that it can only be plugged in via XLR. That's that 3-prong. And if you want to know what XLR is, there's other channels out there on the internet that can really educate you on the different connections that audio devices have. But if you want the entry-level option to this, you can just use your iPhone. Find a find a closet in your house or somewhere where they have a lot of objects in the room to dampen that sound waves from bouncing all over the place, and then record without a lot of, I can't even finish the sentence, wow, without a lot of distractions in that room. So that is the beginning level audio. So here is a step up, and you're looking at this microphone right here. I'm going to show you some B-roll of my podcast, draft that me and my brother are starting. It's, if you're trying to follow, it's called Frame of Reference Podcast. It's going to be on Spotify, YouTube, all that type of stuff. But this is a Rode Pod mic, $99. Also XLR with a $19 boom arm that you see here attached to the table. I actually also have a Shure SMV7 or MV7, I believe. It's not the SM7B, not the most expensive one, but that is a Shure microphone that I have over there. That's 3 times this. So if you're looking to get started, you want everyone to have the same microphones, get 3 of these for the price of 1 of those. Like, once you start doing this for a considerable amount of time and you have all that type of stuff, then by all means, invest into the Shure. But this right here gets the job done. Also, my pals over at Think Media that I've been watching since I first started YouTube, one of their really, invested creators known as Omar Altakori. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but he really enlightened me on the Samsung Q9U, and I might have said it the wrong way, UQ9, or I think it's Q9U. It's around the same price as it and sounds pretty similar. So if you're looking for another budget alternative from the Shure, get the pod, and if not, use your iPhone. That is your audio. However, how do you get it recorded? This is an audio recorder by Tascam. This is a Tascam Porter Capture X8, and I've had it for 2.5 years. And why have I had it for that long? One, I record weddings. You basically take this and you run it right into the DJ's system, and you're able to get the microphones, you're able to get the speeches, the music, anything that happens during the wedding. And I got this predominantly for that too, but I wanted to actually level up and bring it to my podcast. So I'm able to plug in 4 microphones like this, 1, 2, and then 2 other people via XLR and record them all at the same time. Now, one of my favorite parts about this is that if I just wanted to do an audio podcast, you can really record it right onto a SD card right here, which is I believe, SanDisk Ultra, so it doesn't really take too much money to afford the memory for this, and it has 4 AA Amazon batteries in the back there. So I love really using this thing on set, and you actually can record 2 more people on the top there with the 3.5 millimeter input. So that is the audio player. So you got lighting, we covered, we got room treatment essentially, and now we have covered audio. Now, one of the most expensive things for your podcast, if you're going video department, will be the video. The cameras nowadays are really expensive, and I, like I said before, have been in the filmmaking realm for about 5 years now, so I've had the blessing of being able to get things like this right here. Sorry, I had to stretch my body. This is a Sony A7 III, and luckily when I first got it, obviously it was like $2,100, $2,200. Now it's only $1,200. You can still get 4K. Now I don't actually record the entire podcast with this. I'll set them up like I'm going to record, and then use an external recorder like I'm going to get into in a few minutes. But I recommend that you get 1 or 2 of these and another third angle. So here's my podcast I'm going to show you right now, and I have had the Sony A7 III and my Sony FX6, which is really overkill for this, but that's just because I don't have another camera right at the moment because my other one broke. And I actually use my iPhone on that podcast. So you're able to use 3 iPhones. Just make sure that they're all recording in the same frame rate and the same resolution so that you have the same look in your podcast. But I, in an ideal world, would really recommend that you get 3 or 4 of the same cameras, because you want everyone to have their own angle, and then you also want a wide angle of the entire set. And I built this set all from Amazon, purchasing all from used Facebook Market purchases, all used Facebook Market purchases. I can't even say that word, purchases. And here is one of the desks I got. It was really hard to put together. Got another couch there for like $200. I just wanted to have the same theme, and you want to get fake plants because fake plants is, a cool look there. Backdrop here, that wall is one of my favorite pieces there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Get out the way. Those wood panels were so easy to put up. They're from this company called Upwork, or not Upwork. That's another brand there. It's called WoodUp. WoodUp is an amazing platform if you want to get into building anything in your house, in your basement, in your garage. This is a garage, and it actually adds a level of sound treatment. It has a cool aesthetic because behind that is just a window actually and wood siding. So it's not a good look back there. As you can see in my old videos on my channel, you can see that it was actually upstairs. You were not able to see any color than wood up there, but this brings a different light. This is actually the black anthracite, I believe, and I also have the gray oxide on this side here, so I'll play some b-roll of that if you guys really want to get into that. It's called WoodUp, WoodUpp. I'm not getting paid for that. I just really love using this look. Like, just look at it. It just has if I stay here right now, it's just an aesthetic look. Now, my second angle, we're working on it, and that's really a testament to me putting out this video in the first place. Like, it's not completely done. My second angle, you can see there with my brother on the gray couch, is missing a backdrop, and I'm going to go with the same type of black look for that. So that's kind of my set design here and the cameras that we went for. Now, if you really want to bump it up another level, like you really want to go and shoot for the stars here, you're going to want something like what I have behind me, and I'm going to show you guys some b-roll of that. That is an Atom Mini Pro ISO, I believe. No, it's just the Atom Mini Pro because it's a switcher. So what does a switcher do? It lets somebody who I'm going to pay in the future, or my wife probably, come in here and switch literally what you're seeing as they're recording. So say we all set up the cameras, 3 cameras going right now. You can legit switch from camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4 on that piece of hardware. And it's pretty cool because it's not relying on any software. You press a button and you can clearly see it with a monitor, what's being shown, and that person can just switch between 4 or 3 people and even the wide angle. Now it goes right onto one of these. This is an SSD drive that I have. It's around, I think it's 1 terabyte. So it's obviously not going to be that big a file because I like to record my podcast in 1080. So it'll be one switched over file in 1080 right after you're done. Now, really all you gotta do is sync up the audio, which you can actually have running out of your recorder via a 3.5 millimeter into microphone 1 of the Atom Mini Pro there. So they have different versions of the Atom Mini. It has an Atom Mini Pro, Atom Mini Pro ISO. It's very complicated jargon there, but each one of them, as you can tell by the names, the more names that you get added on, just like the iPhone Pro S Max, you're gonna get more features. So I have the Atom Mini Pro mainly because it allows me to record right onto this after I'm done. I don't really want to be in the editing room switching from camera angles to camera angles. I want to be done with the podcast and then putting it on the internet. That way it takes away a lot of that process. And if I have clients that really want a quick turnaround, like I'm gonna be done here, take the hard drive, or here, take the Dropbox link or take the Google Drive link, and there you have it. So that is essentially my podcast setup. Now I have everything on tripods, everything on wheels here, but if you're really looking to get into this and you really want your camera angles to look nice, I recommend that you also get lenses that have a low aperture. Now we talked about cameras. Yes, we talked about cameras, but get lenses like this one here. It's only $300. This is a Sony 85 millimeter f1.8. This gives you that really tight, shallow depth of field look that's focused on your subject. So get one of these each for that tight angle, or get a 50 millimeter because if you really want to have a crop sensor camera, it's going to push in anyway. So this 85, if you have a full frame camera, or at a 50 millimeter, which is the same price if you have a crop sensor camera, which is like a Sony a6000 series or Sony FX30 series camera. So that's what I like to go with this podcast, and have fun. Get on there, mess up like I am now. I'm literally not going to take this video and edit it in any way, shape, or form other than adding the B-roll. Like I'm going to have the ums, the ands, the buts, because that's organic. People want that, teachable, organic person. They don't want the perfect, low attention span, inhuman, really, because humans make mistakes. It's kind of robotic if you look on a lot of people's channels, like even my own. Like I'm watching my old videos, I'm like, that is so fast and so hard to remember and actually learn unless you pause. But I want somebody to be able to set this up with me. Now we went from the studio lighting, talking about daylight, talking about microphones, where we record onto, what we record on, like cameras and phones, etc. And we also talked about this switcher and memory. So here's some podcast platforms that you can present on, or you can actually upload to. I don't know why I'm pointing up. I'll just, play it over my face. You can use any of those podcast streaming services, or if you want to upload your podcast to Spotify, YouTube, and I also believe Apple. I don't know. I haven't made an Apple one, but here's the link to my podcast if you really want to get and support me and my brother. We're going to bring over licensed professionals, since I am also a licensed professional. I'm also a teacher, if you guys don't know, who is pursuing my PhD in education and really plans to make a change in the educational realm, as well as use my power in filmmaking and my voice on the internet to help inspire you guys. It is called Frame of Reference Podcast, and we're going to bring on people from everywhere. So if you're interested in being on there, or if you're a professional yourself, fill out a Google Sheet link that I'll have in this bio. And yeah, Start Somewhere is the name of the game. Well, at least the name of this game. And it's your boy Kip Jackson. Peace. Good luck.